Man venter på, at der skal ankomme en sikkerhedstransport med Ely-dokumentet, det skrift, hvor Roskildes navn kunne læses for første gang. For sådan et stykke kulturarv bliver ikke bare bragt ud med PostNord. Sikkerhedstransporten bringer dokumentet og den engelske kurér fra lufthavnen, og foran museet begynder pressefolkene at indfinde sig. Og nu kommer bilen rullende.
How are you? I'm very glad to see you. I'm very glad to see you as well. You worked so well. Oh yeah, it's just an accident. Okay, that's the main. I wouldn't miss this. So. It's so nice to meet you after such a long time.
Talking and writing and it's almost now and then.
Yes.
And now you're fine.
Yes. And it went well, the travel? It did.
So should we take the box and get it inside the museum?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm at your instruction.
Okay.
So
follow me.
There we go. Thank you very much.
I go with you.
Yes.
So this is the box.
Isabelle Fuglø, du er museumsinspektør her på Roskilde Museum. Har du været spændt?
Jeg har været så spændt. Vi har glædet os så meget. Vi talte faktisk lige om til frokosten i dag, at der ikke rigtig var nogen af os, der havde sovet helt så godt, fordi vi lå og var spændte og tænkte sådan, uha. Hvordan går det? På tænk nu, hvis der et eller andet, hvis flyet lige pludselig er forsinket eller et eller andet. Vi nok skulle tage det, men vi glæder os meget.
Og nu kommer dokumentet så. Hvad kan gå galt?
Jamen altså, i virkeligheden så regner vi med, som det ser ud nu, at der ikke er noget, der går galt. Fordi i virkeligheden så er det her nu, og de bedste folk, vi har på museet, står klar til at passe på det, og procedurerne har været helt i top. Der er jo altså, det er en panservogn, ikke? Og det er kommet op, og det er passet på, og montren er totalt klar, og der er afklimatisering og alt det der, præcis som det skal være. Så nu begynder hjertet lige så stille at banke roligere.
Men altså, det er jo egentlig bare en lille tekst, et lille ord i en bog. Hvorfor er det så spændende?
For det første er det lille ord Roskilde, og Roskilde finder jo sin dåbsattest i virkeligheden lige her. Det er her, vi står nævnt første gang, og det er så gammelt, det er så unikt, og det er så særligt. Så det, at vi rent faktisk får det lille bitte ord fløjet hertil, det er det, der er helt særligt. Nu kan du se Roskildes dåbsattest. Roskilde står nævnt for første gang, og det kan du se på Roskilde Museum fra 20. maj i øvrigt.
Og man kan komme helt tæt på.
Det kan man nemlig. Du kan få lov til at se det lige præcis, som det står, og vi bladrer selvfølgelig op på siden til jer.
Og det er ikke digitalt?
Nej, det er meget, meget rigtigt, meget, meget ægte, og det er derfor, vi passer så godt på.
Tak skal du have.
I have some gloves if you need them.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
That's a book. And I don't know if you needed anything. So, tools for you. If you like.
Would you like us to take it from the box so people can see now? Yeah. Would you like me to put this on for the theatre of it?
Yes.
Yeah. That be
I think also to protect the book.
Yes, absolutely. Okay.
But I have a large, medium, extra large.
I don't know which maybe the large. I don't know. A bigger is probably better than small.
Yes. Yep.
Thank you very much. Yes, they don't feel so large.
No, okay. Maybe I gave you the medium. I don't know.
Absolutely fine. And then will we put it into the case?
Yeah.
Does anybody want to have a look? Or?
I think so, yes. It's really beautiful.
This is the page itself.
Yeah. Really beautiful.
Here. This Roskilde.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Can you show me Roskilde?
Yes.
I saw it first.
So here, Gebrandus, Roskilde.
One more time, please.
We have Gebrandus, Roskilde, the first written occurrence of the name of the town.
Ja. Og Jesper Langhilde, du er museumsinspektør her på Roskilde Museum, og en af dem, der har medansvaret for udstillingen af Ely-dokumentet. Har du været spændt?
Ja, det må man sige. Det har været en lang rejse hen mod det her tidspunkt, hvor vi nu ser bogen ankommet til museet. Det er en fantastisk dejlig følelse, at det faktisk er lykkedes. Til at starte med at tænke, kan vi få lov at låne den? Det kan vi sgu nok ikke. Men det kunne vi, og det er fantastisk, at det lykkes.
Hvilke nogle forberedelser har I så måttet gøre, når I skal udstille sådan et værk som det her?
Jamen det har jo i første omgang været at tage kontakt til Cambridge Universitet, Trinity College, hvor at de opbevarer håndskriftet, og have en indledende snak med dem om de var indstillet på at låne den ud, og det skulle så igennem en længere godkendelsesprocedure på universitetet, og vi har skulle udfylde en masse forskellige rapporter omkring sikkerhed og bevaringsforhold og transport og
alt muligt. En masse papirarbejde, som skulle på plads. Så det har været en lang proces, men også spændende.
Og den bliver jo nok ikke udstillet bare i en af de almindelige montrer fra museet. Hvad gør I særligt ud af det?
Nej, men det er klart, den skal have en helt særlig sikkerhedsmontre, som er meget sikker og beskytter håndskriftet, og som også sikrer, at den ligger under de klimatiske forhold, den skal, og ikke får for meget lys og så videre. Ja.
Tak skal du have.
Very, very
really
fresh still.
wondrous. Yes. And there's the Roskilde.
Yes.
I can see it. Oh.
Amazing in the context of the charter here, where we see the king and the queen first, the archbishops of York and Canterbury, so the head of the state, the head of the church, Gebrandus of
And there's
Roskilde.
our man.
So he's very, very high up in the list of important people, as a hugely important visitor to this royal assembly in Ely. Not far away from where we're based now in Cambridge. The manuscript hasn't travelled so far. This is the longest
Until
journey
now.
it's made.
Yes,
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 absolutely,
yes.
absolutely.
Yeah, great.
So yes.
And small comments also.
Yes,
written
so
in.
some later owners
Yes.
here. The man who gave us the manuscript, in fact, has made some annotations here in the margins. We ask now when readers come to look at our manuscripts that they don't do that they don't write in our books. But at the time this was a very common practice. And what he's doing here, he's just describing and trying to explain what he sees. He's explaining that he's part of the Danish episcopate here, that he's an important religious figure within Denmark, presumably because he might have been somebody that wasn't well known in English circles. So they're describing, in effect, who this person is, why this person has come to this royal assembly in England. So these are just giving some extra details to what we see on the page in front of us.
There's a Danish historian who has speculated that his placement just after the English archbishop could indicate that Knud might wanted to put Gerbrand in as archbishop, as the first archbishop of Denmark.
Yes, yes,
in
absolutely,
Roskilde.
Absolutely. And yes,
but it never happened. It was not until 1103 that an archbishopric was established, and then it was in Lund in present day.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it might have been his plan that he should
Absolutely.
be archbishop.
And I think it's nice here that we have Ethelnoth here, who in fact I think consecrated Gerbrand, didn't he? So it's nice that we see that association between them again in a record here of a meeting. Because we know they were there at the same place at the same time, which is amazing, isn't it? To really record where two people were 1,000 years ago on a given day.
And it's an impressive assembly of people,
Yes, absolutely. It's really the best of the best, and he's right there with them. So. Is it as you imagined? Is it bigger, smaller?
No, I think it's even more beautiful than the pictures. Actually,
Yes.
I thought the book was thinner.
Right.
And it's so well preserved. I'm really surprised by that.
Yes.
It's a little bigger than I had imagined.
Yeah.
I thought it was a bit smaller, but I think it's really beautiful.
It's very interesting. It's one of the reasons that we still feel very strongly in the library that people should be able to come to see these things in person. Because we have digitised 1,000 of our manuscripts and people can look at them every page, zoom into incredible detail. But it's a different experience of having in your hand that piece of history, that sense of the movement of the page, how the words appear on the page, the vibrancy of the colours, as you rightly said. And this isn't a very elaborately decorated manuscript. We have manuscripts in the collection which have beautiful gold details, and they're designed to be beautiful. This is a really functional manuscript.
Mr. Stephen Archer, what's your profession? What could I call you?
So my job title is sub-librarian at Trinity College in Cambridge, which means I'm the head of the department. I look after all of the staff of the library, but I also a part of my role is to care for the special collections as well, alongside the librarian of the college, who's one of the academics of the college, who's involved in teaching and research. So I support his work, but also look after the library on a day-to-day basis.
But today you have also been a courier. How has your day been since this manuscript left Cambridge?
Indeed, yes, it's one of the many different things that we do in a day of work. So my day might involve helping a student with a textbook one moment, and the next dealing with an 800-year-old manuscript. So we left Cambridge at 7 a.m. this morning, and I was taken to the airport with an escort van, and then we have to go through customs to declare that we're bringing out of the UK a piece of cultural heritage. So there's lots of very complicated paperwork that has to be processed ahead of a loan like this going forward. Then the manuscript in this case that it travelled in has its own seat on the aeroplane. So it sits next to me on the aeroplane, so I can see it at all times. It must never be out of my sight whilst we're travelling with it. And then some Danish colleagues here from the art handling company collected me at the door of the aeroplane and transported me here to the museum.
It's almost like you have been chained to it by your wrist.
Yes, absolutely. Yes, just one step away from that. Yeah. But it is because it is so important, and that's really our job, to be a guardian for it, a custodian of this piece of history.
It means a lot to people in Roskilde because it's the first time the name is mentioned. But what does it mean to you? Is it just another day at the office or what?
I don't think we could ever say that doing something like this was another day at the office. It's such an exciting part of what we do. I think people think that librarians sit and we just read books all day and that's all we do. But in fact, this really demonstrates such an important part of our profession. Taking the things that we have, reaching out to people with them and allowing them to have that association. This is so important here in the local context for Roskilde. Being able to, in the first instance, being invited to bring it here to show you and to show the community here was a real honour for us. And because of COVID and Brexit, it's been much more complicated to organise this exhibition. But actually we're here now, and it really feels great to have brought this here today and knowing that it will be enjoyed by people here, seeing something that means something to them.
Oh, I enjoy these words. But what now, back to Cambridge?
Yes. Well, first we will have to completely install the manuscript into the exhibition. So that will be a process where we'll go through with one of the conservators here in the museum a very full condition report that describes exactly the manuscript as it is. So we will do that, and then we will make sure that it's properly supported in this cradle, that it's strapped in and the pages are held open very carefully, because we must make sure that no damage occurs. And then we'll secure it safely into the display case, and once the case is locked, my job here is done.
Okay, mission completed.
Indeed, yes.
But after that, in the month of September, when the exhibition ends, you will be the one to come back and pick it up?
I very much hope so. I think some of my colleagues might also very much like to come to visit. But we're very lucky that we get to travel sometimes to these amazing places and bring things. We try and share it out a little bit, but I very much hope I'll get to come back.
Yeah. Me too. Thank you very much.
You're very welcome.
Stephen Archer fortæller, at hans job som bibliotekar også omfatter undervisning og tilsyn, og i dag er han jo også kurér. Han tog fra Cambridge kl. 7, kørte til lufthavnen med manuskriptet i en sikkerhedskuffert og med eskorte, og blev ledsaget af sikkerhedsfolk helt frem til flyet. Manuskriptet havde sit eget flysæde, og Stephen Archer måtte ikke lade det være ude af syne på noget tidspunkt. I Kastrup Lufthavn blev Stephen og manuskriptet afhentet ved flyet og transporteret videre til Roskilde. Og alt dette sikkerhedsopbrud skyldes selvfølgelig, at hans job i dag jo er at bevogte det gamle manuskript. Sådan en kurértransport bliver aldrig bare en dag som alle de andre, siger Stephen Archer. Det er en meget spændende del af hans liv som bibliotekar at vise de gamle bøger frem. Og derfor er han også meget beæret over, at han blev inviteret til Roskilde på trods af corona og Brexit. Det er en god fornemmelse at bragt manuskriptet hertil, så det kan blive udstillet. Nu skal det undersøges og placeres i en udstillingsboks, og så er Stephen Archers job forbi for denne gang. Men han kommer gerne igen, når manuskriptet skal retur. Det vil jo nok være passende lige at afrunde den her udsendelse med at kigge på, hvorfor det her håndskrift så er så væsentligt for Roskilde. Egentlig er det jo bare et mageskifte. Men det kaldes jo for Roskildes dåbsattest. Nogle siger endda Roskildes jællingesten. Og det er fordi, det er den ældste kilde til bynavnet Roskilde. Det er første gang, man på skrift ser byens navn. Vi ved derfor, at fra det tidspunkt, og vi snakker 1022, der har der været en by her, og at den by, den hed Roskilde. Vi ved også, at der på det tidspunkt blev oprettet et bispesæde i Roskilde, Roskilde Stift. Gerbrand blev den første biskop, og det er derfor, at Roskilde Stift i år fejrer 1000 års fødselsdag. Men Ely-dokumentet fortæller også noget om den tids magtkampe. Den fortæller om de kampe, der foregik mellem nordtyske ærkebiskopper og engelske ærkebiskopper. Den fortæller om den tids kamp mellem den engelske og danske kongemagt på den ene side, Knud den Store, og det tysk-romerske kejserrige. Den fortæller også noget om styrkeforholdet og også samarbejdet mellem kongemagten og kirkemagten. I det hele taget så blev der Roskilde jo centralt for det her, for i Roskilde blev der indsat en magtfuld biskop på det her tidspunkt, og kongen begyndte også her at opbygge en slags hovedstad. Så kom helt tæt på dokumentet fra Ely. Det er et dokument, der er centralt for vores forståelse af Roskilde i tiden mellem vikingetid og middelalder. Denne blev starten på byens storhedstid. Håndskriftet med de flot kalligraferede bogstaver blev udstillet på Roskilde Museum frem til september 2022.
Expert on medieval Latin. Yeah. Because it's not been translated in its entirety before. It's only as an extract of it.
Oh, fantastic. Yes.
So now we have the full translation of it.
Brilliant.
It's great, yeah.
And that's one of the really exciting things for us, and we might talk a bit more about this tomorrow, that if people ask us, what is the benefit for us in sending this manuscript across the sea to you, it's a really good thing for us to do. It's nice that the college's name will be seen alongside this book. But if it promotes new scholarship, new research, brings this text to a new audience here in Denmark, from what for us is a very local piece of history in England, then that's a brilliant thing. And if that's come out of this exhibition, I think we can all feel really pleased.
And it's our shared history.
Absolutely.
It's shared history.
Absolutely. Yes.
It's binding us together.
Yes. Yes, just as
England and Denmark.
as Knut was doing then, trying to bring together this idea of an Anglo-Danish alliance. Maybe we're sort of doing the same thing.
Yes.
Just a little bit later.
I think it's very beautiful.
I think it's really beautiful, yes.
Was it worth the wait?
It was worth the wait and everything I just dreamed of and waited for.
At this museums we work with authenticity.
Yes.
You can read a lot, you can go on the internet, but to see things very
It's such an important
a whole lot of
experience.
difference.
Yes.
Also
See
to
the object.
Yes.
it's really an emotional moment to see.
It's one of the things we find